Welcome to Hero Villains. What do you think will win when Red Hulk versus Battle Beast, the clash of two battle beasts? Red Hulk, also known as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, is a character. He is a US Army general who relentlessly hunted the Hulk. After being transformed by the A.I.M organization and Intelligencia, Ross became the Red Hulk, the fiery red version of Hulk. This led to him becoming a gamma-irradiated hero who has joined teams like the Avengers. Red Hulk's powers include super strength that can lift over 100 tons, super durability, rapid regeneration from serious injuries, and the ability to absorb energy. Battle Beast, whose real name is Thokk, appears in Image Comics Invincible series. He was born on the planet Dornn, where wars rage endlessly, and was granted supernatural powers through a mysterious method, becoming an immortal warrior. Battle Beast's backstory revolves around his journey seeking deadly fights to satisfy his thirst for battle, having defeated many powerful heroes like the Viltrumites. He is a master hunter and fighter using weapons, claws, and fangs. Before we dive into the analysis, guys, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thanks so much, everyone! Thaddeus E. Ross comes from a proud and respected military family. His father and grandfather bravely fought in major American conflicts throughout history. As a teenager, Thaddeus was fascinated by military strategy, devouring books, and honing his piloting skills by performing at local festivals. As an adult, he joined the armed forces and excelled at West Point Military Academy, graduating at the top of his class. He married Karen Lee, the daughter of a high-ranking commander, in a solemn ceremony under a clear blue sky. During his first war, Ross quickly rose from captain to major, making sharp strategic decisions on smoky, rugged battlefields. He became renowned for his brilliant combat leadership, inspiring his soldiers with his steady presence and commanding voice. After the conflict ended, he was reassigned to the Nuclear Research Lab in Los Alamos, New Mexico, where sturdy concrete buildings stood in the vast desert under blazing sunlight. There, he met nuclear physicist Brian Banner, father of Bruce Banner, in a high-tech research environment filled with complex equipment and glowing fluorescent lights. This meeting marked a new chapter in his career, blending military expertise with cutting-edge science to create projects vital to national security. His family legacy gave him the resilience to face challenges, as unyielding as the Rocky Mountains surrounding the research site. Ross reached the rank of colonel just in time to join the next armed conflict, where he rose to a 3-star general in the US Air Force. On sprawling battlefields shrouded in smoke and harsh terrain, he shone through legendary feats, leading his troops through fierce battles under gray skies roaring with the sound of jet engines. Yet, he always felt a deep dissatisfaction with his missions, and after each war, he dreaded the desk jobs in stuffy offices piled high with paperwork under cold neon lights. His wife Karen gave him one daughter, Betty, in a cozy home adorned with walls of gleaming military medals. Karen passed away suddenly when Betty was still a teenager, leaving a vast emptiness in their daily life, with Betty quietly sitting by the window, gazing at the lush green garden. Later, General Ross was assigned to command the desert base in New Mexico. He openly expressed his frustration when Bruce Banner, a lanky civilian scientist with thick glasses, was appointed to oversee the Gamma Bomb project. Ross also disapproved of Banner's intellectual lifestyle, which didn't match the rugged, masculine ideal he envisioned. Think chiseled muscles and a bold stance on a dusty training field. Things got worse when a relationship blossomed between Banner and Betty, causing Ross to worry under the dim glow of his desk lamp. He dreamed of his daughter marrying a true military officer, someone who could stand tall in a metal-covered uniform under the bright sunlight of a ceremonial hall. His military legacy was not just in his rank, but in his steadfastness in harsh environments where dust swirled and machinery hummed endlessly. Red Hulk boasts incredible strength, able to lift up to 100 tons with rippling muscles and a solid stance under the glaring light of the battlefield. He maintains relentless endurance and extraordinary resilience, recovering from severe injuries in mere minutes, his skin regenerating amidst dust and smoky haze. When his rage erupts, his fiery red skin radiates intense heat, his eyes blazing like hellfire, capable of melting Spider-Man's delicate webs in the scorching air or turning desert sand into shimmering glass under his terrifying heat. He also absorbs energy efficiently, especially the shimmering green gamma gamma radiation, and even drains cosmic power from Dornn Rad, aka Silver Surfer, with images of silver light being pulled into his massive body amidst the vastness of space. Unlike Banner, Red Hulk stays in his giant form even when unconscious, lying motionless on cracked ground with heavy breaths. As Ross, he stands out as a brilliant organizer, sharp strategist, and exceptional leader, with a far-reaching vision through the scope on the sprawling training field. He has deep knowledge of countless modern weapons, from gleaming long rifles to nuclear bombs, glowing under lab lights, and sometimes wields a shield pistol with a cold steel barrel, firing special bullets that pierce Hulk's thick green skin with echoing blasts. Bruce Banner transformed into the Hulk after exposure to intense radiation during the first gamma bomb test. That event not only created a being of terrifying power, but also kicked off a chaotic saga, with Hulk becoming a potential threat to all humanity. General Thaddeus Ross, who witnessed the rise of this monster, began an endless hunt with one goal: control or destroy the Hulk. Banner's frequent, unexplained disappearances made Ross increasingly suspicious, believing he might be betraying them and working with the very monster he created. To confirm his suspicions, Ross appointed Major Glenn Talbot as the new security director at the desert base and was tasked by the Pentagon with leading Operation Hulk. Even after the truth about Banner and Hulk's identity came to light, Ross didn't stop his pursuit, forcing Banner into a life of exile. The misunderstanding that Banner deliberately controlled Hulk led Ross to view him as a serious threat to national security. Despite capturing Banner or Hulk multiple times, Ross's efforts were always thwarted when Hulk broke free. These repeated failures gradually made Ross bitter and obsessed, seeing the defeat of Hulk as his life's mission. Along the way, he clashed with other supernatural forces like Leader and Abomination. However, these battles often ended with Banner or Hulk stepping in, unintentionally saving Ross from disaster, leaving him with a mix of grudging respect and frustration. When Banner finally gained control over his inner rage, Ross reluctantly agreed to let him marry his daughter, Betty. But that happiness barely took shape before Leader intervened, causing Banner to once again become the Raging Hulk. In the brutal chaos that followed, Ross was gravely injured, carrying scars not just on his body but in his heart, a symbol of the tragedy between a military father and the immortal enemy he could never stop hunting. Jennifer Walters, Bruce Banner's cousin known as She-Hulk, formed a team of female heroes called the Lady Liberators. The team was formed with one clear goal: track down and stop Red Hulk. But their first showdown ended quickly in defeat. Red Hulk not only crushed the entire team but also overpowered Thundra, one of their strongest members, who later became his loyal ally. Over time, Red Hulk faced countless powerful enemies, each with their own reasons for wanting to take him down. Among them were the warrior Fortean, who believed Red Hulk killed his superior, General Ross, Manticore, driven by a personal grudge, and Namor Mackenzie, the proud king of Atlantis. Beyond that, he clashed with cosmic heavyweights like Uatu the Watcher, the legendary hunter Omegex, Silver Surfer wielding the power cosmic, Thor Odinson, the god of thunder, and Wonder Man, a symbol of pure strength. And it didn't stop there. Red Hulk also battled artificial intelligences and living energies beyond human understanding. Ultron, the rebellious machine with a mind of its own, MODOK, a giant brain trapped in a deformed body, and Xyzax, an electric entity that can incinerate anything it touches. They all tried their luck, but most fell before Red Hulk's explosive power and unyielding will. If you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a ton, and you're the real MVP. Thanks so much. Battle Beast stands out as a warrior roaming the galaxies, endlessly hunting for opponents worthy of challenging him in brutal combat, his massive frame towering. He nearly finished off Invincible with powerful punches that shook the cracked ground and almost took down the entire Guardians of the Globe in his quest for a worthy foe, under the flashing glow of plasma weapons. His race belongs to the vast coalition of planets, with meetings held in grand halls shimmering with holographic lights and sprawling cosmic maps. Battle Beast once served as a planetary guardian on his homeworld, standing tall atop a towering rocky peak as cosmic winds whipped through his tattered cloak. But through countless wars filled with thick smoke and the clanging echo of metal, he grew captivated by the thrill of combat, eventually abandoning his post to wander the depths of space, seeking fighters strong enough among planets glowing with neon light. This lion-like alien warrior proudly claims to have conquered countless worlds, with images of planets spinning under his giant footsteps and galactic empires trembling as his shadow looms in dark skies. He lives for battle, treating direct confrontations like a high-stakes sport, always craving to test himself against rare opponents of equal stature on vast battlefields with swirling dust and exploding flames. When facing a worthy rival, Battle Beast often collects trophies, usually severed heads dangling from the haft of his long weapon under the dim glow of his spaceship's cabin. His journey isn't just about glorious victories, but paints a picture of a wanderer crossing the vast universe, with spiral galaxies twinkling in the distance and the roar of jet engines echoing, embodying an endless hunger for ultimate challenges. Battle Beast recently came to Earth, tipped off by unknown sources that it would offer fierce and challenging opponents. Under undisclosed circumstances, he was hired by the crime lord Machine Head as an enforcer and bodyguard. When Titan and Invincible stormed Machine Head's headquarters, Battle Beast was among those ordered to stop them. He admitted to being slightly impressed by Invincible's strength, but still easily overpowered him. The arrival of the Guardians of the Globe seconds later likely saved Invincible's life, while the other Guardians swiftly took down Battle Beast's villainous ally. Bulletproof and Black Samson teamed up to tackle the alien threat, but neither was a match for him, and within seconds, he left them both severely injured. Declaring to the remaining heroes that he couldn't be bothered to kill them all since they weren't worthy opponents, and angrily stating that Earth had nothing to offer him for a real fight, Battle Beast teleported away in a rage. Since leaving Earth, he, or a similar member of his species, has been spotted sitting on the Coalition of Planets Council. With the Coalition working to counter the growing Viltrumite threat and Battle Beast's desire to test himself in combat, he may have offered his services to the Coalition, hoping to finally find worthy enemies. Later, he was seen imprisoned alongside Viltrumites sent to execute Nolan. There, he, Alan, the alien, and Nolan staged a breakout, though Battle Beast only joined for the thrill of the fight, not out of any selfless motives. In that battle, he held his own against a mature Viltrumite, even implied to have the upper hand. While recruiting those with extraordinary abilities to fight the Viltrumite Empire, Invincible and Nolan uncovered a shocking truth. Battle Beast was once hailed as his people's savior. After liberating his homeworld from chaos, he turned it into a thriving, orderly world. Yet, his unrelenting thirst for battle became a curse, driving him to revel in violence and leaving him unable to find peace. To satisfy his hunger for combat, he left his planet, plunging into the infinite cosmos on a quest for worthy opponents. His people, fully aware of his nature, still hold on to the hope that one day he'll return. Eventually, the Coalition of Planets recruited Battle Beast for a massive cosmic conflict called the Viltrumite War. On the battlefield, he was always at the forefront, facing enemies head-on without needing backup. During the all-out assault on the planet Viltrum, Battle Beast took down multiple Viltrumite warriors, striking fear into his foes with his sheer power. But when he faced Regent Thrag, the ultimate Viltrumite warrior, the tide turned quickly. The brutal fight ended with Thrag snapping Battle Beast's neck, leaving him crumpled in the cold void of space. To this day, his fate remains a mystery, with the universe still whispering tales of the immortal warrior born to fight. After leaving Earth, Battle Beast was captured and imprisoned by a species once conquered by the Viltrumite Empire. While locked up, Alan, a courageous alien warrior, sparked a prison uprising to free Nolan. The chaos gave Battle Beast a chance to break his chains. When Alan proposed teaming up, Battle Beast agreed not out of loyalty or duty, but simply because he craved a fight. An unknown space army launched a sudden attack, forcing Alan to ask Battle Beast to help rescue Nolan. Though not under direct orders, Battle Beast dove into the assault, charging into the execution zone alongside Nolan. There, a Viltrumite warrior declared that executing their own kind was a sacred act. Those words made Battle Beast pause for a moment, his eyes flaring as if provoked by the notion of warrior's honor. He challenged the Viltrumite to a fight, itching to face a worthy opponent. The battle was ferocious, each clash shaking the prison's structure. As Alan landed a punch that smashed through a wall, creating an escape route, Battle Beast kept fighting relentlessly. In a frenzy of rage and exhilaration, he defeated and killed the Viltrumite, leaving behind a scene of destruction and the echo of a warrior battling to his last breath. After fully recovering from the bloody clash with the Viltrumites, Battle Beast set foot on a distant planet filled with towering stone spires and a sky cloaked in ashen gloom. His arrival shook the entire world. In a fit of fury, Battle Beast wiped out the planet's tyrannical regime, ending the ruler's reign with a single slash that split his head in two. The remaining guards foolishly charged him, but they all fell quickly under his bloodthirsty hands. At that moment, Space Racer appeared on Alan's orders, carrying an invitation to return to the planet Taliscria. Before leaving, Battle Beast answered the plea of a native woman, taking her away from the ruined planet. Alan calmly explained that he wasn't wasting time, as a worthy mission awaited. He revealed secrets about the Viltrumite body. They can endure the vacuum of space for long, but still need a living planet to recover. Battle Beast listened, his gaze sparking with curiosity, then asked why Alan shared this with him. Alan replied that Thrag, the former Viltrumite leader, had been exiled and was now a target to be eliminated. After hearing this, Battle Beast lowered his head, flashing a savage grin. The light from a window glinted off his blood-stained armor, his deep voice rumbling like a declaration of war. He accepted the mission, seeing it as his destiny, a chance to satisfy the burning desire for battle that had smoldered in his heart for far too long. Amid the desolate wastelands of a planet deep within the galaxy, Red Hulk was sent on a mission to eliminate a being spreading destruction everywhere. As his ship touched down on the dust-covered, ash-filled ground, Ross quickly realized that his target wasn't some mindless monster. It was a warrior radiating fierce power and burning eyes, Battle Beast. Red Hulk barked out an order to surrender, but his opponent only laughed a thunderous laugh that echoed across the sky, filled with bloodlust and the pride of a warrior born for battle. The two giants faced each other, their scorching breaths mixing in the thick air of the dead world. The ground trembled, stones shattered beneath the pressure radiating from their tense, muscle-bound bodies. Red Hulk struck first. His punch exploded like a nuclear blast, sweeping away the dust and cracking the earth open. Battle Beast dodged with speed beyond comprehension, countering with a vicious claw strike that tore through Red Hulk's tough skin, spilling dark crimson blood. The two collided like crashing planets, unleashing shockwaves that stretched for miles, crushing mountains and whipping up massive storms of sand and debris. Red Hulk roared, his fury erupting into pure atomic energy. His red skin glowed intensely, the heat distorting the air around him. He began fighting smart, throwing feints to mislead his foe, then striking suddenly at Battle Beast's weak spots. But the beast didn't fight with logic, he fought with brutal instinct, showing no fear or pain, each attack carrying the raw strength of a true predator. The battle raged for hours. The ground was soaked in blood and smoke, both warriors breathing hard, their bodies covered in wounds. Finally, Battle Beast found his opening. He drove his steel claws straight through Red Hulk's chest and raised his blade high to finish the job. But in that instant, Red Hulk unleashed a roar that split the heavens, his entire body blazing at maximum intensity. Fueled by unrestrained rage, he grabbed Battle Beast and squeezed with such power that the air around them ignited. The heat from Red Hulk's body scorched away the beast's armor and melted the claws that had once ripped through steel. When the red light finally faded, the planet fell silent. Amid the ashes, Red Hulk still stood breathing heavily, but his eyes still burning with fire. The victor, Red Hulk. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Follow me if you liked it. That's all for today's video. Thanks so much for watching.